Hello everyone, today is July 19th, 2024, and this topic, there's going to be two topics I want to get at. One that is currently happening at the moment that not a lot of people are aware of, but I don't know if it has been kind of proven a little bit, because, the news said it, and hopefully this situation gets done and over with. And another one is a possible Ghost Recon topic I want to get at too, because I did say I wanted to talk about it, give out some few ideas and whatnot. So the first one, before I get into that, I have to say that I am shocked, and I had to change my saying from before. I don't know which video. It had to be the second, the third, and whatnot. I think it was second or third. That my video, the Corey Kenshin situation, that video, I have to say, last time I checked, I had somewhere around 67. That was quite a lot of people to watch my video, and I'm surprised, because what I really like to see from this channel, and hopefully I could get some of you guys more of your attention, is just by views. That's all I want. I don't want subscribers. But there's this one guy. I don't know his name. I don't know who he or she you are. But this person I'm talking about is at Blocky the Head, and I have to say thank you for the first commentary that I've ever gotten. Really, I was expecting some commentary, but probably not for like a while. But you know what? Whoever you are, you're a legend. You absolutely are. I think if we are going to subscribe, you and the rest of the people that do want to subscribe should take turns just subscribing each other. And that torch should be led onto you. And I'll still remember that. You'll be the first person to ever comment on one of my videos. So, for some of you who don't know who he is, look at the commentary. It's at Blocky the Head. Subscribe to this guy. I've never seen him make a video. But I love for you guys to just support one another by subscribing each other. Because as again, I'm not really looking for subscribers. I'm looking for views. Because the views is what draws my attention the most. It's because it shows that some of you guys actually care about the videos that you watch. Even if it seems like there's not that lot. But hey, it's a start. So, at Blocky the Head, thank you very much. You should be the first person that will one day be the face of God. I don't know. Hopefully one day when I become a filmmaker, I'm going to call out like your name one day. Well, not your name, of course, but obviously your account name. And if you are a fan of this content, do not show your face. Don't say anything about it, because then people, and I will say this for some people, will use that as advantage against you. It's either it's good or it's bad. But don't share. Don't share, my friend. But thank you for the first commentary, and thank you to all the rest that are watching this at the moment. I really appreciate that. And if you do want to comment like at Blocky the Head does, then do that. But at Blocky the Head will be the first person that I will honor, as always. I know for some of you may say, "What? You don't care about us people that are watching your content and we're also commentary to you?" No, I thank you as well. It's just that it makes sense if the first person who's the one who made the first move should be honored. Like, really. It should be like that. Really, if someone has done something first and they don't get credit for it, then that's sad. Because what does that tell you as a person that did something for everyone else and no one gets acknowledged from it? I don't know, just wait until like another years until you're the one who first would have thought about it. And depending on the situation, someone could actually take your same idea and then they get drawn attention. Well, you were the first person to think of that idea first. So So it's unfair for some of those people. But no, at Blocky the Head will be the first person that I will honor. It will still honor at this very day. I don't know who you are. I know you're probably someone that I don't really know. And I know you're probably a fan. Maybe you're not and you're interested in watching my content. But like I said, don't share. Don't tell me your name. Don't do anything. Keep it silent. But anyway, back to the topic I was saying. So the first situation that is currently happening worldwide is a scenario that not a lot of people are allowed to, and I know I've said this already, but somehow the banks, the AT&T and whatnot, they're offline. So meaning that any credit card or anything and whatnot, it's not working at the moment. And it's played a part in, it's a worldwide thing, right? So if you have any sort of payment on debit card or credit card or Venmo or whatnot, you can't pay for anything on there at the moment. You can't pay with your money. You could go online to the checkout area, but my grandfather's already tested that already. It didn't work. And this is happening right now in the United States. And it's also said that it's kind of blocked off all the flights too. So what do you mean by flights? Well, anyone that's still in air that are just coming back from like another country or a state, and currently this is happening, they can't do anything about it. I mean, this is a worldwide thing, the news says. So what does this tell me? What do I think this situation is about? Do I think we were hacked? Obviously. I mean, they haven't even said that we were hacked. And let me get to the basis of it. No government or news channel is going to tell you when chaos is happening that we're hacked, because otherwise that releases panic across worldwide, and they don't want that. They don't want to lose people. They don't want to lose the trust in the government. And they don't want you to lose trust in the government when in reality the government has been using you by telling you all these lies and telling you we don't know, you know, we're sitting in the bottom of this. But they do know the answer. It's right there in front of their faces. And they're telling you, we don't know. They're going to come out later on. It's just how it works and just how it works in the news and the world in the United States. Well, it's just the United States, what I know so far, that our government will not say, or well, the news, yeah, okay, but I'm just going to put this government because they're the ones really paying the news people to say, we don't know. But anyway, it's just this situation, how it works. Whenever chaos happens, like something that could affect worldwide, they say, we don't know. Is it a solar flare? No. Are we hacked? No. Then what the hell is going on? And sorry for the swearing, by the way, but like I said, there will be swearing eventually down the road at one point. And I made this video not strictly for children to watch, but I haven't restricted for those children to not watch. Because what that kind of shows you is that a parent that is responsible of letting kids go on sites that are not good for you, and they give them a tablet and say, don't do anything bad, you can't expect them to not think they wouldn't do anything bad unless when you actually put faith into that child to never do it. And what I mean by that is, this doesn't make any sense how some parents get mad at the app itself or the person that makes the content, and they put it on the person, like say, why can't you just be like how when some parents are just gonna get mad at this. I know some parents may be watching this. If you are some of those parents that I am talking about who blame like the creator, who blames the app behind it, but they don't blame their own discipline. They don't blame their own problem on how they raise their own child. That's the logic. That is the logic for some people. And if you are some of those people, please get fixed. Because you're going to realize that one day your child is going to get beat up, he's going to get bullied, and we're going to tell him, oh no, yeah, we should like put more rules and strict law. Now some of those parents sound like us socialists. It's like, well, I'd rather have faith in the government right now. Those are the people just rather have faith in something that might not even happen. So basically, they'll happy to accept it and say, hey, we'll be happy to put a lot of restrictions. They'll listen to those people, and when those people who haven't done anything wrong, they put a lot of restriction on you too. Why? Well, it's just more control and more socialism and more money, that kind of stuff. And I'm getting distracted, and I'm aware. But right now, we are currently facing some sort of cyber attack. But really, we're just hacked. Let's put it that way. We're hacked. And I actually had some thinking. How long will this problem be solved? I hope it gets solved either today or the next day, because if we wait more than a week, then expect to see for some of you people, I know I'm not a prepper, and I'm not one of those preppers, but if some of you are preppers, this is something for you, and some of those people who are not preppers as well. Be aware that if this happens, if we're not getting paid, if we're having to pay cash only, but that's the problem. Some people in this world don't really carry cash on them, but they rely on debit card and credit card. And if you are some of those people, we'll prepare to see some of those people who can't pay or withdraw anything from the ATM, because remember, it affects the bank. So meaning you can't withdraw or pay for anything, only cash. You have to do it cash only. Like, you have to have the money that you have in your hand. Maybe if that's the scenario. Maybe the ATMs are working, but that wouldn't make any sense if the banks were having trouble getting people paid and helping out with the food that people are trying to buy. Right? So here's the possibility you might be seeing. You might be seeing, and this will only affect the bigger cities, because whenever there's chaos that happens, it happens in the city. So, what you are going to see is vandalism. You're going to see some people break into stores, steal food and whatnot. They're going to run out of it, because they need to feed themselves. And then maybe a few days down the road, once those resources get dried up in the city and crime becomes a problem, food sources become a problem, sorry, we're only paying so little, and the jobs get so little as well because they're not paying enough, because they're not getting anything back. They can only give you what they have. Some jobs will have to fire you, and some jobs will have to keep you, to let some people loose because money reasons. But other than that, then you're also going to see when those resources dry up and all the jobs are in the city that are depleted. Sure, there's jobs, but there's not that many employees. There's so little, like maybe 1 or 2 people or 3, depending on that store, like depending on the company you work for or the job that you work at. Those people are going to move up to rural areas. And I live in a rural area, and I love it in rural areas in New Hampshire. And I'm not saying all of them are going to move in New Hampshire, but what you're going to expect is the ones that will move up to rural areas, and then they're going to try to do the same. They're going to try to find better opportunities to see if they can for some of the people that can get a job. Some of those who can't might end up just stealing the resources in rural areas. And then once those get depleted, because there's not that many anyway, then the next stage is people will be looting. They'll be killing each other. It's going to leave a lot of distrust in some of us people. That's what's just going to happen. Because it just shows how much society and how much we're flawed. Because I am completely aware. I've been aware ever since 2010. I've been aware because my father was the one who told me the truth about reality, how people are, and how this was not how this was possibly prophesized, and how the more years will go down the road, the more terrible it gets. And I know for some of you may say, like, no, it won't. I mean, that's just, like, religious talk, you know? It's not really real. I mean, what are you reading from? Like, the Prophet of Doom or whatever? I don't know that book that talks about the end times, but it has to relate to religion. But other than that, no, it's just how America is, like, evolving. Like, you would have thought, like, no, I'm sorry, I can't say that we're evolving, we're de-evolving, meaning we're not actually learning the mistakes that we used to before. Like, for some of us who may say, let's not repeat a first Civil War, and now it's possible we might actually repeat a second Civil War. Oh, what happened to World War II and the Cold War? Didn't we, like, mention about how to prevent a World War III? Well, kind of look at the world now. I mean, Russia, NATO, come on. China, Iran, really? This is already becoming World War III at the moment. World War III technically did start. It's just not how you think it is. It's not how you think, like, nuclear weapons and whatnot. It's actually a group versus another group, and they're attacking each other by supporting one another. Ukraine, like, NATO isn't fighting Russia. I mean, they secretly are. I mean, so are we with this proxy war. And Russia's fighting this war, but who do you think is keeping Russia stay up with the military? Well, China and Iran. They're helping them fund they're giving them, like, funding and tanks and weapons, you know, all this kind of stuff, you know, support one another. But other than that, I know I'm getting heavily distracted in this comment. It's a very long start, but I kind of regret what I said about the second topic, because like I said, it's not very often I do second topics, and I don't know if I'm really going to get to the point of the Ghost Recon breakpoint. Don't worry, there's going to be some point where I will talk about it. All right, I promise that I will never just talk about politics. Okay, if some of you are interested in that, please watch this video, but some of you who are not, and you want me to talk about, you know, other situations. You know, like Blocky the Head said that I had some very valid points, especially with Corey X Kenshin. And, you know, to be honest, there really isn't much to say about that guy. Not at Blocky the Head, of course. He's awesome. I honor you, dude. Or whoever you are. But other than that, yeah, there really isn't much you could talk about Corey, like, besides the fact that he could be gone. Okay, and we just need to accept that. We have to honor, like, Corey, like, we have to honor the fact that he isn't just doing it for fame. He actually, I don't know, I think he does it in his own spare time, and I think that's something that some of us should all do. Do YouTube in our spare time. Yeah, that's something we should do. And if some of us can't accept that because, you know, the fame, the money, and, that you are not waking up to reality, and that you're going to realize that the people around you, you might lose, and some of you might win. And some of you might win, but they could end up being fake at the end. Talking about, oh, dude, I really like you because you're really famous. I know. I'm such a legend. That kind of stuff. Yeah, so I apologize for mentioning about a second topic about a Ghost Recon Breakpoint game. And like I said, I usually don't do second topics. But don't worry, I will get to that. I will. But I will give out one simple idea, okay? It's just a sneak peek from the next video that will show up. That in the next Ghost Recon game, we all know it's going to be a first-person perspective. That's pretty cool. But I didn't mind Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It was boring. It's bland now. But I'm telling you, there could have been a lot of stuff that they could have improved from that game. They really could have. Like, I don't know, a first person would be nice. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't mind a first person shooter Ghost Recon game, because I think originally that's how it started, the game series started. I never played Ghost Recon. I played Ghost Recon Wildlands. and Breakpoint, and some people can argue, but that's still Ghost Recon. I'm talking about old ones. That means they actually had the first-person perspective. There was no third-person. Sorry, there was no Ghost Recon. There was no Rainbow Six Siege collaboration. There was no Predator collaboration. There was none of that. There was no Terminator collaboration as well. Within those two, remakes, I like to put it, but I don't know. I think they might be. Who knows? I don't know the full story of Ghost Recon. But here's what I like to see in Ghost Recon. I would like to see if Ghost Recon can maybe, just maybe, bring back customization in the next game. I know for some of you who are probably sick of it, who would probably say, but I just rather play a standard character. It's not, some of you may say, but I'd rather play a standard character that they already made you play anyway. It's just not as fun. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't mind a standard character as well. It's just, what if I want to based on my character? I know for some of you may say it's going to be a first person. You wouldn't see your character anyway, so what difference would it make? But what if we could just add a third person as well? Maybe put that in there as well. Because what if I get sick of like the whole first person perspective? Because I know if you wanted to go in there into, let's just say, a sneaking mission, and there's gonna be a moment you get caught and you didn't know that guy was right there. And it's just, nah. For some of you say like, well, that sounds like a skill issue. Technically, it is a skill issue. For some of those people may say. But I wouldn't mind like a first person and a third person. I like the third person perspective and the first person. But I'm not suggesting our first person perspective should be, aiming your iron sight and then switching back to third person after reloading. No, that's not the first person I want. I want an actual first person. Where you can turn your head and the gun. You don't have to go into third person mode to reload. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't have to be like that in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It shouldn't have, but hey, maybe the next Ghost Recon game could be improved. Who knows? Well, than that, actually, as a matter of fact, sorry if I'm going back and forth. Maybe I will have time to talk about the Ghost Recon Breakpoint game, and I'm going to talk about that. So sorry for making you think like I'm not going to talk about it, even though I was heavily distracted to talk about it. But hey, I'm now making my promise all of a sudden. But anyway, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, like I said, should have all these opportunities and whatnot. And not only customization should be back, but how about this? How about it sounds ridiculous, but no one's going to do this unless you're one of those really creative people who want to create your own stuff. How about a few ideas? How about customizable camouflage patterns? I know it sounds ridiculous for some people may say, but what's wrong with the standard camouflage patterns that you already have? Let's keep those. I'm just saying, because there's some camouflage patterns that, let's just say you want a reference to Call of Duty, because I noticed some people would turn a third-person or a first-person shooter game based on from Call of Duty, based on from their uniform. So let's just say you want to create like a Russian paratrooper from Modern Warfare 2, not from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, not Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And you can notice these guys were wearing red camouflage. I think that was a pretty badass camouflage. It was not effective, but I think it looked cool because it was based on from the Woodland, the M81 Woodland camouflage, or you call it ERDL, that kind of stuff. But what if I wanted a camouflage like that? Could I take the same pattern idea from the Woodland camouflage and transform it to like a reddish, grayish, whitish, and blackish look to it? That would probably be cool. Maybe. But it shouldn't be goofy looking. I would hope it blends in really well with the environment that the Ghost Recon game has set up. Maybe that'd be a pretty cool concept. I know it's not going to be approved anyway. But other than that, the next idea is, this is what I get sick of in Modern Warfare from Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Okay? So, you drive your vehicles, right? No matter what you want. Now, I know for some of you who aren't sick of it anyway, but you just hope you get lucky from like your favorite color or camouflage or the look that you want for your vehicle. And let me just say this. I think Ghost Recon, if you're going to do the same concept, here's what I think you should do. I think you should take the same concept idea of vehicles, well, make it a little different. Obviously, make it more military. But give it a different look. Let's just say Humvees are still in the next game from the enemies, but you still have it in your garage and you get to customize it. How about we customize the gun, customize the back, you know, so maybe you want a wagon, maybe you want to know roof, maybe you want to know like roof over the Humvee. So it looks like, you know, one of those 80s, 90s classic Humvees. Why not? And maybe give it that, you know, H1 Humvee design. Maybe do that. And definitely, let's put some customization for camouflage patterns on there. I think for every camouflage that you unlock in the game, it interprets onto the vehicle that you want. Let's just say I go around and I discover M81 Woodland Panda, or I did a side mission for that. And that's pretty cool. I wear M81 Woodland, but what if I want my truck to be M81 Woodland pattern too, with the exact same pattern? Let's do that. You know, and don't make everything so separate, because I'm kind of sick of it. Because I don't like the fact that how you can earn M81 Woodland and Ghost Recon Breakpoint for your uniform, but you can't earn it for weapons paint. Okay, I'm sick of the weapon paint finding around. I mean, it kind of gives you more time to just spend a little more on the game and free roam and do side missions and whatnot. Don't do that. I think as soon as you get the camouflage part, because it doesn't really matter why you had to go back and forth, just to go back and forth and travel and destroy a few enemies, just so you could earn the exact same pattern for your gun and for the vehicle, and but for the outfit you earned, but not for the weapon paint, or how do I say this? The weapon paint in the vehicle for the next game, of course. And other than that, what else do I want to see? It sounds ridiculous, but I think it's not likely we're going to head down this road. I would like to see customizable enemies. It's not real, and I know it's never going to be approved at all in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but I've been so sick of, like, Sentinel, that group in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. They look so bland and pathetic that I don't even know if they're even military. I mean, let's face it, I don't think in the story they were explained as a military group. They were just more of, like, security, you know, your National Guard and whatever. But they look so pathetic, really. Like, no, it's just so boring. Like, the concept and ideas of them is so boring, you know? So, if the next enemies are going to be way cooler, like, actually look like a military character, then yeah. Give them like maybe like bulletproof vests, depending on the rank, or maybe give them all bulletproof vests, and maybe select the right round for it. So maybe some of the soldiers won't even wear bulletproof vests, and you won't even need armor-piercing rounds for it. I would like to see that. Some customizable ammo. So you're not just shooting standard bullets. You can shoot like armor-piercing, high explosive. Depending on the round, depending on the rifle or handgun you shoot, or the shotgun. Shotguns, I definitely could see. I think Ubisoft should do this in the next game. And hopefully you're listening to this, Ubisoft. That we should bring in, for the shotguns, you know, your standard 12 gauge, slug rounds. I think it all depends on the shotgun, though. I was just about to say, maybe add some like different sizes for your round, but that would be kind of ridiculous, seeing that if your shotgun could shoot anything, then that'd be pretty overpowered and just stupid. The idea would just be stupid. And maybe some fire rounds. I would like to see that. And yes, Ghost Recon Breakpoint game, I don't think it should be like standard body shot and whatnot. I think it should be like gory. I'm not expecting too much gore. I'm just saying. But here's what I mean by that. So now the vehicle idea, I said, let's customize the vehicle and let's customize the weapon. Let's customize the weapon on top of it. Like, I'm sick of the whole Gatling gun. I mean, sure, it's a cool weapon, but what if you want an M2 Browning machine gun on top of there? Slap that guy onto there. Why not? Let's do that. And then, yeah, maybe add that as well. And another one, let's, maybe, I don't know, maybe let's just, yeah, sorry, but, yeah, I know I'm getting straight, but the gore part, like, it would make sense of a higher round where, like, blow off some, like, arms and whatnot. I think it should be like that, and I think the tone of the game should be, like, maybe, you're gonna get some sunny days, and you're gonna get some, like, dark and rainy days, but it should honestly feel like maybe Modern Warfare, like, kind of the realistic perspective of it. I wouldn't mind that. How it honestly feels like a real military. Oh, and yeah, and here's what I also want to see, which will never happen, okay? So, of course, the customization and whatnot. And here's what I don't want to see, and here are the things I do want to see. So here's things I don't want to see, okay? And I'm pretty sure some of us are sick of it, or some of you may not notice it, but here's what I mean. So every outfit, or the ones that, or some of you that do like it, here's what I mean. So the pants. Okay, so what's wrong with the pants? No. It's not the pants. It's the fact that Ghost Recon make separate pants out of the exact same material, the exact same, like, style, and put on knee pads for it. And Ghost Recon, have you noticed you can't just wear your favorite pants and don't have an option on, like, you can't just have an automatic option of if you want to have knee pads on your pants or not? Well, fortunately, with the shoe idea, you can roll up your pants leg over the heel of the boot, or you can just drop it down to the bottom of your foot. Why can't it just be like that with knee pads? Like, why can't with regular pair of pants? How about some military vests? How about the fact that, why are they all open? You know, maybe you want like this huge, maybe you want this, like, I don't know, tactical modern look to it because you think that's because it's a concept of it. But what if I want to go for like a very standard military where they always have the flaps over your magazines and you just rip it and you just like open it up and put a mag for it and put it in, like, you know, just reload your weapon and whatnot? Why can't we just do that? I think that'd be a pretty cool, like, pretty cool detail. I think that'd be pretty cool. And what else? Well, definitely let's, all right, here's the things I do want to see, though. Yeah, well, actually, I pretty much see, I already explained the things that I don't want to see. I would like to see some detail, with the flaps and whatnot, if you want to just make it, if you want that, like, whole open tactical one, or maybe you want, like, the flap over and whatnot, you know, make it look more military than tactical, then sure, do that. Oh, and yeah, and definitely, if you're going to wear a helmet in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, it should be based on from the same material, and if you're being shot at the enemies, it should actually be realistic enough to, like, show, well, if you're wearing, like, a Kevlar helmet, the Past Sergeant, however, for some of you want to call it, which is my favorite helmet, I wish I own a real one, but they're so expensive. It should take a bullet. It should take a 9mm bullet. Yeah, because if enemies are going to switch to the center and they shoot you in the head, and it wasn't intentional to shoot you in the head, then you won't die from, like, a headshot. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that concept would be pretty cool. A rifle, yeah, well, I don't think it really can take on a rifle. I don't think any bulletproof vest. I mean, sure, depending on the bulletproof vest and the design and how it works, it can take a 5.56 round. Maybe with a 7.62, probably not. And I'm talking about bulletproof vests, not the helmet, of course. They do make helmets where they do take 5.56 and 7.62s, but I'm just saying. I think it'd be pretty cool if we get to see, like, some sort of battle damage with your character as well. And definitely with some detail on the weapons that you choose to. I don't want to see the same ammo. I don't want to see the same concept. If let's just say the difference is that if I go around, I found an M4, like M4 rifle, and I pick it up and go straight on Breakpoint. The next one, hopefully, they will add this, and you know it takes like the standard 5.56 round, and all my magazines are switched to 5.56 magazines. it's just automatically there, because if we're not going to put too much time and detail into it, I mean, if we're really going to get into detail, then that means I have a 5.56 rounds, but all my like magazines that I have in the pouch are like different magazines. And every time I switch out the regular metal clip and toss that out with the more tactical one onto the M4, I think it would look really ridiculous. Let's face it. But I think every magazine that goes with the gun should match up all the rest, should match up with that very one clip. But then, and I switch up an AK, like an AK-47 that I find. Oh, wow. And then all of a sudden, all my like mags that I see are now AK-47 mags. All of them. That'd be a pretty cool detail to see. And this works for machine guns, submachine guns, designated marksman rifles, shotguns. I want to see all that. I do. Oh yeah, and Ubisoft, I hope you're listening to this. I know for some of you may agree. Here's what I want you to do. And hopefully you can learn to say, if the SVD is going to come back into Ghost Recon for the next game, because I know it's taking place in a fictional war, the Malayan War, which is happening in South Asia and whatnot. I think that's what I've heard. If we're going to go around collecting blueprints for the weapons. Oh yeah, before I continue, I don't want to see any gear level in the next game. We need to cut that concept because it is annoying. I would hate to see myself switching from weapon to weapon just so I can't even get my favorite weapon unless it's gold or it has a better capacitor. Maybe the reload's more efficient. Maybe the mobility is just as good. I don't want to see gear level. I'm kind of sick of the gear level. I think every gun should have just as much damage depending on that round. Okay, if a bullet isn't going to do that much damage against a guy with bulletproof vest, switch to your rifle. If a rifle could do just as much, yeah, put that. Like, let's add some detail. Let's add some common sense. Why the enemy should not be taking more, why your handgun should not be, like, your enemy should not be taking more of your handgun shots. In Ghost Recon Breakpoint against the regular Sentinel guys that don't wear bulletproof vests. It's so ridiculous. Because it's all gear level. It's pretty pathetic. I think a weapon is a weapon. It's gonna kill people. But anyway, I'm not saying make it overpowered though. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If we're gonna go around with blueprints, which I don't mind that concept, no gear level. We're not doing gear level. I don't want to see that in the Ghost Recon Breakpoint game. I'm not saying I disrespect Ubisoft, but no gear level. I think that's just kind of what killed Ghost Recon a little bit because you go around selecting different items and outfits, and it's just so, I don't know how I feel about that, really. And then on that, what I want to see from the designated marksman, if the SVD does come back, make it an iron sight. Almost every rifle, in Ghost Recon, like the SVD, well, some of them never even had an iron sight option, like that Scout 5.5, like the Sig Sauer rifle. No, it has an iron sight, so let's put that with an iron sight. If you could do that with the Mark 14, and you can do that with, I don't know what other, with that Heckler & Koch G36 Scout rifle, which looks ridiculous. I don't want to see any, well, you could add Scout rifles or whatnot, do the same concept that Ghost Recon do before, but I want to see modern, I want to see modern, I don't want to see any tactical. You can make it tactical if you wanted to, just make the weapon just make the weapon, old, it's a rifle that anyone can own in the military too. I don't want to see any tactical use to it. Sure, maybe make the M4 a little tactical because it's what the army uses, but besides the point, make the SVD iron sight. I know for some of you who are not a fan, or some of you may are, and the ones that I'm saying that let's add an iron sight to the SVD, some of those people may say it's a sniper rifle. I mean, come on, there's no need to add a scope on there. I mean, originally, I know I'm going off topic when I say this, but Modern Warfare almost had that same idea with their sniper rifles. Modern Warfare, not Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare, the remake. They almost added iron sights. That's why there was a glitch that kind of proved it, that it was like unused attachments. Dude, I would have went around shooting my favorite rifle. It would have looked so ridiculous. But you know what? The SV is a pretty good weapon. So is the M16, so is the M4, so is the M1 Garand, so is the AK-47. I know for some of you may say, yeah, but the AK is just so pathetic. You're probably thinking of like China's version. And don't get me wrong, I am a fan of some Chinese weapons, like the QBZ-95, which isn't so bad. Really. I think it's a pretty unique weapon. And I did say this to my brother, that I am not a fan of some bullpup rifles. Like, I'm not a fan of FAMA, but I'm somehow a fan of the QBC-95. Sorry, but that's besides the point. Oh yeah, I would like to see some helmets in there that's kind of based on, well, what if you want to based on, like, I think every rifle that shows a nationality where it came from, I think for every customization should show at least, like, maybe, I don't know, some uniforms. Well, no, not show it, but in the customization, if you want to, based on your rifle that you chose, but you want to look more like maybe German, the modern day German military now, in the customization, then let's do that. Then do that. And maybe I would think the next game would be pretty cool. I mean, I get it. I mean, for some of those people who may say, but that ruins the whole concept of the next game and whatnot. But I think the whole future stuff is not now. Okay, if some people are implying that we should add in like maybe future stuff, probably not a smart move. And yeah, in the next Ghost Recon game, I don't want to see any drones. I don't want to see one of those like Sentinel or Wolves or the Behemoth. I don't want to see those. Maybe it might make its way, and I'm just going to say I'll just have to deal with it later. But other than that, that's all I got to say for some ideas. And for some of you who want to comment or say anything, I'm curious on what you want to see in the next Ghost Recon game. Okay, am I telling you to tell you by force to just do it, or just to say something? No, I'm not expecting you to. I'm just curious, and I'm not guilt tripping you any. I'm not guilt tripping any of you guys. I'm just curious on what you guys had to think, or maybe what do you want to see? Maybe do you agree with any of the stuff I'm saying? Because there's no way I'm just the only one giving out this kind of opinion. Maybe Ubisoft, or maybe someone that will repost this, and I say don't. All right, I haven't said this completely, but if we are gonna go reposting videos like this video, don't repost it unless I say it's an emergency if something were to go down. Let's just say drama alert, someone is actually attacking me for no reason with like hate and whatnot. It gets pathetic. Then I say, let's declare that, and I say this as a fake president. I'm going to say, let's declare the repost button, and I'm not the one doing it. It has to be you, the people, if you decide if you think I'm innocent or not. But in reality, I don't think any of you guys should get into any of that. Okay? You only would have to put common knowledge. Okay? Don't side with me, because if there was drama going on and you know that this person is wrong, do not go after that person. Let that person have his own fan base, and you have your own fan base. Don't be the one on the offense. Be the one on the defense. All right? But other than that, I'm just curious to see what you guys think. Because like I said, there's no one thinking of this ideas. And hopefully Ubisoft will one day look at this video and like kind of come out, pull out some ideas, and they may look at this and go like, well, they probably won't, but I'm probably thinking they're saying, okay, there's some few good ideas, but I think a lot of it is not gonna be in it, or we'll just be nice and add some stuff in there. Who knows? Maybe we'll do it. And maybe Ghost Recon could be a really good game. The next one. I hope it's gonna be the next good game. Why not? But other than that, thank you for listening. Oh, and yeah, Lucky the One. I honor you. You are a legend and whatnot. Guys, just subscribe to this guy. And Lucky the One, subscribe back, Absolutely. You know, like I said, pass that torch down to like kindness, wisdom, and encouragement. And don't do it out of because you're a good person. Just do it because you rather would see people happy than you will with yourself. Of course you want to be happy on your own. I'm just saying. If you're doing it out of good deeds, just to get in heaven, what I hear is it doesn't really work. That's why I always say, like, hey, I encourage you to pass down this torch just so I can see you pass it down to this other torch. And be supportive. Be kind. Just do things for yourself. Don't do it for, like, good deeds or you're doing it because it's what my parents would have wanted. No, it's just how you are. Absolutely. But other than that, thank you so much. And thank you, Outblock in the Head. But stay safe, stay healthy, stay strong, stay smart. Other than that, thank you, everyone.